In this tutorial, we'll walk through how you can conduct revenue analysis and utilize FutureView Foundation and our Excel add-in to dynamically update the charts data from your ERP without any manual intervention. So essentially the process is a one-time report setup with an ongoing synchronization to update the metrics and charts with just a couple of clicks. Now, you're looking at the finished product for each of these tutorials. We have 4 revenue analysis items with different types of charts and even a list. Now, this is the second video tutorial, so be sure to check out our first video covering top 10 customers if you haven't already. In this video though, we're going to show you how to create a revenue per customer combo chart with the number of active customers. Let's navigate to the income statement data worksheet. We want to create a pivot table of this data. In the first video covering top 10 customers, we created a slicer to cycle through by year. We want to be sure to connect this slicer to our new pivot table, and we want to confirm the data range selected is the same, and it is. Since we already have a worksheet for our pivot table called Revenue Analysis, we'll add this table to an existing worksheet and choose the Revenue Analysis worksheet to add it to. And let's put it a little bit lower than the other pivot table, say, K65. And we'll click that cell and hit OK. Now we'll put months for the rows, and then find the sum of amount USD and entity name as the values. For filters, we'll do fiscal year and secondary account type. Alright, now we're going to need a little more data than this though. So first, let's filter by revenue and select our year 2017. Okay, now this is just for appearance's sake, but we like these numbers to look a little cleaner. So we're going to format the cells to round to the whole dollar. Okay, so we want to build the graph now. The number of active customers is right here. So let's rename this. Let's right click and go to Value Field Settings. If we want, we could change the field to show the sum, average, and so on. For this, we'll select Count and call it Number of Active Customers. And we'll change Sum to Revenue USD. Now, the numbered rows are set as our months, but we're going to have to manipulate this a bit so that it gives us the month titles that we want. We also need to determine our revenue per customer because it's not something that exists in our financial data, so there's no way to call it into our pivot table. Instead, we'll have to create it in addition to our pivot tables, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll name this average revenue per customer, and now we need a formula. So start with equal sign, and we'll try to grab revenue, but it doesn't give us cell L66 like we want it to. Instead, it automatically enters in the pivot data column, which we don't want. We want this to be L66. So we're going to have to be a little smarter than Excel here, which is totally possible. We'll just type in L66 and then divide by M66, the column right next to it. And there we go. We have our revenue per customer for the first month. Now we want the revenue format to match. And so an easy way to do this, instead of clicking through, we're just going to have this selected and hit Format Painter. This is going to copy only the format. Then we'll drag this down. And okay, now we got our average revenue per customer data complete. Now we need to change the numbers in the row to be actual dates. We're going to retype these numbers here, and I'll explain why in a minute. Then we're going to set up the year next to it with the formula equals. Then we'll reference cell L62 for the year shown as 2017. If we change the slicer to a different year, the year is always going to be labeled right here in this header. So we put the dollar signs in before L and 62 so that as we drag this formula down, it will stay on the cell to show 2017. So let's drag down, and it's going to give me 2017 for everyone. Now the way this is set up, we have 2017-1, 2017-2, and so on. I need to put this into a date format though. So let's type equal date, and you'll see under this, Excel will give us the arguments that it wants us to provide. So first, we want year 2017. Second, we want month. And then last, we need the day. We'll just use one because based on the format that we're going to use, it's not going to show the day, so it really doesn't matter. Now we have January 1, 2017, but of course this isn't the format we want. So I'll click numbers at the top, and we want month and year. And then I'm going to drag this down to fill in the rest. Now that we have everything, it's time to create the graph. But when we're creating these graphs, we don't want them to be pivot charts. We want them to be standard charts, and we'll show you the difference. So for demonstration purposes, to create a pivot chart, highlight the data and go to Insert, Insert Charts, and Combo Charts. So this is a pivot chart, and see up here it says pivot chart. And you can tell it's a pivot chart as well by all of these buttons on it. And these buttons are used to control the pivot table below down here. They control all of these fields, just like we would in the pivot table. But we don't want that, because we're only going to be able to use the data inside of the pivot table. We need a standard chart instead, so we can use the data from outside of the pivot table. So we're going to have to create that standard chart. Let's delete this chart since it was just an example. And we'll start with our revenue per customer. We'll highlight it, go to Insert, and choose a standard chart, and drag it off to the side. Now we want to add the number of active customers on a secondary axis. Click on the funnel icon and select Data. Then add data. Series name is number of active customers. Then we'll click and highlight the series of active customers in column M and hit OK. There we go. We have both our average revenue per customer and number of active customers. You'll notice our months are listed as numbers, but we want it to appear as months. So I'm going to hit Edit, and I'm going to grab these dates in column H. Alright, that looks much better. Okay, now we can right-click to change our chart type to a combo chart, and we're going to select the secondary axis for this. Okay, now this is starting to come together. Let's drag this up to our other analysis and make it a little bit bigger. Now, we're not quite done yet. We still need to add a legend. Click the plus icon and select legend. Let's move the legend to the top to match our top customers format. And we'll want to tidy this chart up a bit. I'll make the font a little bit bigger so that it's easier to read. And we'll also center our legend. Okay, you'll notice that when we click back and forth between these 2 years, our charts don't change. So we need to fix that. So right-click on the slider and go to Report Connection. And you'll see a bunch of pivot tables appear. This is going to give us every pivot table in the entire workbook across all of the sheets. So these are the other tables I have on our example sheets. You'll notice they're not checked. And we have the one pivot table on the revenue analysis sheet. So we have a second pivot table on this sheet as well. And we're going to click that one and hit OK. Now, when we cycle back and forth between the years, the data automatically changes and updates. And there you have it. Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful. As you can see, it only takes a few minutes to set up the chart the first time. And then you can leverage the power of FutureView Foundation and the Excel add-in, which makes it dynamic and updates all of the data with the latest financial data from your ERP. Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful. As you can see, it takes a few minutes to set up the chart the first time, but the power of FutureView Foundation makes it dynamic and updates with the latest financial data. With Foundation and our Excel add-in, once you set up this report, you can click to refresh your ERP data and automatically update your charts without having to manually aggregate the data or create these pivot tables again. If you're interested in learning more about FutureView Foundation, our Excel add-in, and other finance solutions, visit us at futureviewsystems.com.